Um, as many of you have seen, I brought a bunch of books. The book is called Principles of Building AI Agents. It is about building AI agents. We're going to do a variant because we're talking about MCP today and see how last week, so Mastra is a TypeScript framework for building AI agents. If any of you follow Matt Pocock, he's a TypeScript educator. He hadn't used Mastra before, and a couple weeks ago we invited him on a workshop webinar that we run every week, and he just wanted to learn it live basically. So he just came in with no pre anything, and my co-founder Shane just kind of taught him live, and they built something together. Yesterday we shipped a release. We ship releases every week, and we shipped MCP server support for Mastra. And I have not used this feature yet, so we're gonna be doing it live and seeing how it works. Okay, so just a little bit first. We're just gonna start with the standard flow. I'm gonna try typing with one hand. Mastra's TypeScript, so we're gonna start with our fun npm install process. We're definitely gonna do latest because otherwise this whole thing will fail because we shipped it in the release yesterday. Cool. So cool. We're just gonna do demo, and this is just the what's today's date? 14. There we go. This is your bog standard CLI install process. A little bit about us. I was previously the Gatsby co-founder. My co-founders Abhi and Shane were engineers with me at Gatsby, and we were building a CRM, and then around October we were building the AI into the CRM, and we realized that all the TypeScript AI tooling didn't really exist, or kind of mostly sucked if you wanted to do anything advanced or more complicated. So we decided to build Mastra because we figured we'd spent the last decade in open source JavaScript, and so we may as well spend some more time doing that. Yes. Okay, so just skip this for now. We do have an MCP doc server as well, but I'll skip installing that. Okay, so we've now successfully installed Mastra. I'll CD into our demo. What did I call it? 0514. And then the all important step. All right, yeah. We're gonna hope this. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna npm run dev, which boots up our local dev server. Again, this is sort of just installing Mastra, so you can. But one of the hardest things about building agents, assistants, whatever, with AI engineering, right, is that fundamentally you are building a harness around a really powerful machine, and that machine is incredibly powerful. It is also non-deterministic, so you're trying to figure out how to put the right harness around it to get it to do the thing you want it to do. This is frustrating to us as engineers because we are used to deterministic systems. If something is non-deterministic, we typically label it a bug. The more non-deterministic it is, the more frustrated we get when we are assigned to fix the bug. Yeah, so AI engineering is all about taking the unpredictable yet powerful and making it predictable. So one of the things we built for Mastra was a dev console with a chat agent. So we'll ask, I'll put this down for a second.
I think the built-in mic works.
Aha, thank you. Is this working?
Oh, maybe it doesn't.
Maybe it works? Doesn't work? Damn. Okay. Okay. So we'll see whether the OpenAPI, yes, the OpenAPI key, OpenAI key copied successfully. Okay, that's the #1 failure point in demos is if I screw up the copy command. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, cool. I just CLI installed an agent, right, and then and I'll show you the code in just a second. And now I'm chatting with that agent. Cool, it's a weather agent. It says what the weather is in San Francisco. The cool part is that actually when you install, this dev console also gives you sort of the whole stack trace, right? You can just kind of see every call and the latency, the input and output at each stage. And this is really nice because, again, the hard part of AI engineering and building agents and assistants is building a harness around a really powerful yet unpredictable machine. Okay, cool. So great, I've done this. This is our, getting started in Mastra. And now I am going to attempt to add an MCP server to this weather agent. We'll see if that works. Okay. Or to Mastra, rather. Okay, so actually, before I do this, let's talk about something that we've called this tool augmented generation. We also called this MCP augmented generation, if we want to call this tag or mag or whatever you want to call it. Let me walk through a scenario where this is like interesting or helpful or useful. You have a moderate sized data set and you want to interact with this data set. Maybe this is, I don't know, a small corpus of text. It's maybe a couple megabytes or a few megabytes. Maybe it's like the size of your personal blog, or you made a corpus of book recommendations from a bunch of your friends, and then you tagged your friends in various ways, and you want to see if your friends from college recommend different books than different genres than friends from, from your last job that recommended different books from the friends from the job before that. Actually, one of our investors did this, and she created this corpus of data, and then she fed it into Gemini and was like, wow, Gemini doesn't give me really good results on this. And so then she was like, I want to write a cool blog post on it. So the first thing you need to do if you have this kind of problem is you need to write a bunch of tools, and then one thing you could do is you could bundle those tools into an MCP server. And the reason why you do this is that all of us have access to really powerful agents that we can download by downloading Cursor or Windsurf. And so if you want to just kind of see how an agent would use tools to answer a question, you could download Cursor or Windsurf and plug in an MCP server that has access to a bunch of tools. Tools are the primary thing. It's like your database schema, right? Except it's your set of functions. You can plug the tools into an agent. An agent can call the tools. Tools are just functions. Or you could plug and use them for, productionize the agent, put an endpoint on it. Or you could, Mastra had all Mastra agents have endpoints associated with them. Or you could bundle those tools and put them in an MCP server and, maybe distribute that server on the internet, or just, prototype it with it locally and give it to Claude or Windsurf and just kind of see what a smart agent would do with those tools. So I'm now gonna, anyway, hopefully I've justified a fun use case that you could do tonight if you have something to tinker with and play with building an MCP server once I'm done with this talk. Okay. I'm now going to attempt to create an MCP server and add it to Mastra. Let's go. Let's see. This is the PR we landed. So this is I'm gonna kill the dev server for now. And I'm just gonna open up Windsurf. Who's a Windsurf fan? Windsurf fans, raise your hand. Cursor fans, raise your hand. Okay. Other editor fans, raise your hand. Klein? Okay. Shout outs? Any other shout outs? Okay. Cool. So, like I said earlier, this installed an agent in workflow, and here's what the agent code looks like.
Zoom in a bit.
Shoot. Always the problem, right? Thanks. Okay, cool. Cool. So this is just the weather agent I was showing earlier. It's got instructions. It's got a model. We use the AI SDK. If you've used that, it has a default memory, but you can even just delete this and just import a default memory as well. That does all this stuff that we're not going to talk about today. Okay, so but if you saw the anyway, if you saw the sidebar here, and the fact that chats are persistent, it's because of memory. Cool. So MCP servers. Let's see. MCP. Great. Okay. Well, we will see. Oh, I'll probably get because we installed. I'm probably gonna have to upgrade to latest. Where are they just? Well, we're on latest. Maybe it's my TypeScript server. We're gonna just keep going forward, and or my LSP server. We're gonna just keep going forward, and okay. So here's the where is it? Oh, it's in WindSurf. No. I added it to agents. I needed to add it to, there we go. Here we go. Aha, yes. Okay, so we have a Mastra global instance that just registers everything. That's what powers the dev server. Of course, just trying to import the MCP server file that doesn't, the MCP server that doesn't yet exist. We're gonna, oh hey, we got some good autocomplete here. Excellent. Okay, great. I'm going to have to PNPMI this. Oops. I guess I should have just NPMI'd it. We'll see how this goes. Okay, questions about, while this is installing, questions, thoughts, hot takes on MCP? Come on, someone's got to have a hot take on MCP. Okay.
How is this different from just adding a tool calling directly into your
How's this? Great question. So think about MCPs as like, the question. Thank you. The question was, how is this different from adding tool calls directly into your agent? Think about an MCP server as a way of bundling a set of tools so that you can distribute it to anyone, anywhere on the internet. So if you are going to use it in your agent, like there's probably not a reason to bundle it into an MCP server. If you want to expose it to other people on the internet, then that's a good reason to use an MCP server. Sorry? There's a bunch of, so we, this was somewhere between a joke and a feature. We shipped this thing called an MCP registry. This is like, there's a number of like MCP registries. The most common things that people are building now are like wrappers on things like GCal. People, which are the most used MCP servers? You'd have to go talk to like the Smithery folks and MCP Run folks. I don't know if they've got data on that. The ones I hear people used most are like those things like are like the very popular integrations like Google Calendar, Gmail, Notion, GitHub. All this sort of, I'm building a SaaS app and I need Slack and I need to integrate with these X standard services. are the most any company that ends up Stripe on that list that ends up on that list are the most used MCP servers right now. So the question is what are the most used MCP servers? Go for it.
The last 2 months, we encountered that it's very difficult to set up the bidirectionality for the MCPs. Because right now, obviously, like you open an MCP, you create an MCP, so it's going to be only one direction. But we want it to be like bidirectional. One of the things like
why do you want it to be bidirectional?
This is kind of, imagine like you have your Mastra or
Yeah.
agent, and you want to like continue be talking in this case in Telegram.
Yeah.
That was the use case that was most difficult. The way that we do it obviously was with a workflow, but what do you think about that?
I mean, that seems like a cool use case to do. I haven't seen folks that have wanted bidirectional yet, but I mean, I assume that people will want that at some point soon. So cool if you guys have a workaround to do that. Sorry, the question was bidirectional MCP servers. I think, yeah. I think mostly like we can think about like MCP servers as like everybody just freaking hates writing integrations, and why one reason if you're like why is everybody excited about MCP servers? It's like lots of people are excited that like they will hopefully one day never have to write integrations again. We'll see whether that actually ends up being the case, but like. Sorry. Right. Yeah. So it started as like a way to feed tools into like Claude Desktop, let's say. Because if somebody writes, the idea that everybody wants is some sort of open source integration platform. But the collection, if we create a complete collection of all integrations that need to be written to like write a basic SaaS service and then bundle them as MCP servers, we now have a decentralized open source integration platform, which is both pretty cool and complete developer catnip, right? I mean, I just bundled in like decentralized and open source and in the same sentence. So again, like, you know, and like, I mean, I was being just descriptive, right? Like I'm not just making that up. That is actually how it works.
So that would be like if somebody makes an agent of Mastra, right? All the integrations, and so Mastra with all the integrations.
Yeah.
Use that for their SaaS.
Yeah, they could publish it. Lots of people are just sort of publishing MCP servers and then uploading them to registries. But you could also like write a bunch of integrations and for your SaaS and then publish it, and other people could use those integrations. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna apparently we have installed the package and it's still giving me type errors. So we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, so was I in the right demo? That's the question. Yes, I was in the right demo. Let me see. It seems to have. Did I save my file? No, I did not save my file. There we go. Aha. Damn. Okay, so the live demo gods have not blessed me today, but you can in fact go to go and install Mastra at latest and create Mastra MCP servers. We will post a video of this at some point soon from our social channel. To thank you everyone for coming.